My name is Elizabeth Radow. How do you do? Thank you, Senator Avella and colleagues, for holding today's hearing and for inviting me to testify. I'm a lifelong New Yorker, a lawyer, and a mom. I chair the Hydraulic Fracturing Committee for the League of Women Voters of New York State. My published research on gas leases, risk allocation, and mortgages is what brings me here today. My law practice has included land acquisition, finance, and construction. All New Yorkers need a place to call home and safe food to eat. New York State depends upon a reliable real property tax base. These basics are at risk with unconventional gas drilling. Across America, property ownership is being revolutionized by the proliferation of multi-step, heavy industrial drilling operations on the land surface of private homes and farms. Home represents a family's most valuable asset. From a property value standpoint, think of a home as a bundle of rights: the right to construct, get a mortgage loan, lease and sell the property, the right to clean running water, electricity, a roof over one's head, and most important, a safe place to raise children, crops, or cattle, or all of the above. Americans pay for these rights when we purchase our homes and expect these rights to continue until we sell. We want the property value to increase. So does the state. Our tax base depends upon it. Up to now, home has represented the one place people can control. Gas leases grab homeowner control. They give the gas company the free right to sell the lease or take in investors without homeowner consent. This means the homeowner has no control over who comes onto their private property to drill or the quality of the work they perform. Because of trends in gas lease financing, now homeowners have to accept the possibility that foreign interests will control the gas lease on their property. Consider that while the mortgage lender expects the home to retain its value for the 30-year life of a loan, a gas lease investor on that very same property cares more about extracting the most gas at the least expense. As we saw with the BP oil spill, cutting corners for the bottom line contributed to that catastrophe. Here we are talking about highly leveraged leases on people's property. What impact will that have on your constituents, their children, and New York's farm produce? Standard gas leases grab homeowner control of property use by giving the gas company the right to establish surface operations, create perpetual unfunded road and utility easements, and the right to store gas underground from any source. Gas leases introduce hazardous activity and hazardous substances, practices which are expressly prohibited by standard mortgages. The leases do not require the gas company to fund or perform the maintenance, repair, and ultimate restoration of the easements and other surface uses, so that expense potentially stays with the property owner. The gas company 10-Ks filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission characterize the drilling life cycle as inherently risky activity and include in the list of hazards blowouts, explosions, pipe failures, and uncontrollable flows of natural gas or well fluids. Well water contamination can occur at one or more points in the drilling process, including from leaks, spills, and cracked casings. The states of Pennsylvania and Wyoming provide living examples. I have had calls from people living in upstate New York who have experienced problems with vertical wells. Agriculture represents one of New York's most important economies. Counties covering the Marcellus Shale region include numerous farms. Safe food requires uncontaminated water, air, and soil. A property without potable water will lose substantial value and may not sell or may cause a farm to fail, causing ripple effects on the state's tax base. Standard gas leases fail to mention insurance. Homeowners remain potentially liable for the activity that occurs on their property if it is not effectively delegated. Homeowner insurance excludes from coverage industrial activity and leaves homeowners vulnerable to losing their insurance coverage. A mortgaged home without homeowner's insurance will result in loss of the mortgage. If a person cannot get a mortgage or keep a mortgage, the house will be difficult to sell. Already, mortgage lenders in New York are connecting the dots and denying loans. What will that do to the tax base? I urge all New York senators to embrace energy options that will preserve property value and New York's property tax base. Based upon the limited property owner protections in place now, current shale gas extraction methods, if performed on people's private property or farms, would pose a substantial risk. Thank you.